Okay, Will.
All right,
You're
buddy.
back in Hutch.
Yep.
The last time you were here, you did my roast.
That was a blast. That was a good time.
It was fun. What? Compare the crowds.
Tonight was packed. I mean, but both your deal was packed
Yeah.
too. So I mean, different clientele. But no, it was a good crowd. They were good laughers. Tony and the other comics warmed it up good, and so man, I just rode the wave, man. Glad I brought my surfboard. You know what I'm saying? So it was fun.
What have you been up to? I know you got movie stuff.
Shit, I just wrapped a Hallmark movie called Heart and Soul that will come out here in July. I wrapped Inherent Vice with Joaquin Phoenix and Owen Wilson. I play a commando in that movie. I did Gone Girl with Ben Affleck and Neil Patrick Harris, Doogie Howser. I play Machete Man in Purge 2 that's coming out.
Now we don't see your face in the whole movie.
No, you're going to see me with a mask, but you're going to know it's me. Just look for the love handles. You're like, I recognize those love handles. So, you know, and it's been crazy. The tour's been going good. I've been started touring. I mean, obviously I've been touring with Tony Venn for a while. Got another guy that we're doing the Twin Chins of Comedy and kind of breaking out across the United States doing that.
That's cool.
So, then I don't know if you know Rick Shapiro or not, but we've been doing a Chunk and Punk tour. So I've managed to land on these different little tours, but get ready to start another military tour, and I'm looking really forward to that. So
Tell me about the stuff you're doing with the military.
I'm a celebrity endorser for it's called the American Soldier Network. Annie Nelson is a great lady, and she brought me on board to basically to be a celebrity endorser for them. And basically what we do is, I mean, a lot of work with the Wounded Warrior Barracks down at Camp Pendleton. We go down there about once a month. We cater meals. We video games. We buy magazines. We brought in performers and artists. I like to go down there and tell jokes. For some reason, those guys seem to like me, and it's a good way to give back. So I'm
Captain, where the fuck you been?
really liking what's going on right now. I think we have a pirate here in Hutch. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but so you know what? It's good to be busy, but at the same time, I love coming back, get back in the Midwest, and get around hometown people, and these are my people. It grounds me, so I don't get a big head out in LA. So I'm able to come back here. And
I heard from our buddy Mitch that you're doing like voiceover work or something.
I just started with that. We're doing some different cartoons and things with Nickelodeon, and so
That's cool.
you know what? That was crazy how I met this lady. I was performing at Bally's in Vegas, and as I'm leaving the show, this lady's like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?" I go over and I find out she's like the casting person for Nickelodeon for cartoons at Nickelodeon, and I'm like, this is just great. And so her name's Morgan, and she is awesome, and we've been going in and recording my voice and seeing where they can put me with. So through that, I've just signed with a bigger agency out in LA, and I'm now with Media Artist Group, and they seem to be good. So look for me on Kimmel here soon. We're trying to get things rolling for Kimmel, and I don't know where we're going from there, but seems like everybody around me is doing Arsenio, so I think I got to try to check into that right now. So I'm trying to get my whoop down, and we'll see what's going on.
So I got two questions that I always ask all the time.
I got two answers for you.
Okay. One, is there such a thing as a bad crowd, or is it just comics are just off? Or, I always say everybody has a bad night.
Okay.
I talk to other comics and they're like, oh, there's no such thing as a bad room. It's just comics sucks.
I've argued this point. Funny's funny, and I think if you're committed, I think you can win any audience over. You're always going to have people that you don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know they're having a bad day, and you can't win them over no matter what you do. Which makes me wonder why the fuck they came out to begin with. But it's like, you could have stayed at home and fucked the bullet holes in your trailer, but you decided to come out and be a jack off. But whatever. I mean, I'm not going to blame the audience. Like I said, Tony Venn used to live in Michigan. And we used to do a club up there called the Comedy Castle. And before you enter the stage, there was a sign that said, treat 4 people like they're 400. And I've kind of that's gone with me. Because you don't know who's in the crowd. You don't know. So treat it like it's a packed house every show. Bring your A game. And whatever happens, happens. And if you know that you gave 100%, you can't control anything other than yourself. So that's kind of where I stand with that.
Well, how do you deal with hecklers?
I ignore them as long as I can, and then when it gets too bad, I'll destroy it. So,
it's just too bad, you destroy them.
Here's the deal. I figure I have the mic, So I'm going to win. You know, you weren't there when I wrote the joke, so I don't feel like, you know, what are you trying to do now? So, you know, I know myself. I know it's kind of hard to. I'm pretty rapid fire, so it's hard to heckle me. You know, but sometimes you'll get the chatty Cathys or whatever, and it's like, eventually, once they don't get acknowledged, they realize that I'm not getting acknowledged, they'll shut up.
What was the last heckler you had to deal with?
Okay, I'm going to tell this story. I had a girl, thought she liked me, whatever you want to call it, and I didn't reciprocate back to her because I'm married. I love my wife very much, like him. So that was on Wednesday night. She was showing some attention and wasn't getting the attention back she wanted. Came back the next 3 nights, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, and would heckle me from the crowd. Limp dick is what she would heckle me. And I'm like, how do you even know what my dick looks like to begin with? But she just kept on going, brought her girlfriends. It is what it is. And I'm like, finally, I looked at her, I'm like, you ever eat at Subway? She's like, what? I'm like, I know you don't eat fresh. Nobody's been fresh down on that thing for a long time. And I just fucking started just going into her, you know? And it's like, finally, like, she shut the fuck up and it was over after that. So,
that's awesome.
Anyway.
How's your mom?
Mom, don't ever come to my shows anymore.
Oh, Will. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, man. All right.